Part 50. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu Shui. Chapter 491. How can you fight me this time? A dull and twisted voice came from the body of the Dark Giant. At this moment, the Dark Giant was Yun, and Yun was the Dark Giant. He stretched out his hand towards the sky and knelt down. Boom! In the sky, dark clouds suddenly appeared, and a crack was torn in the air. In the crack, black liquid overflowed. Yun knelt on the ground, opened his mouth, and swallowed the liquid. A few drops of it fell on the ground, and in an instant, a big hole appeared on the ground made of star rock. An extremely corrupt breath permeated from it. Everyone was shocked by this scene. Weird. Too weird. Digging out the heart with bare hands, sacrificing oneself, in exchange for powerful power. Everyone looked at Yun in horror. What is he doing? What's the situation with the crack in the sky? Liu, I'm afraid it's dangerous. The face of the lord of the mansion was anxious. Mingzi's face turned even paler. Mother, will Liu die? No, the palace owner hugged Mingzi tightly, her tone firm. But her heart had sunk to the bottom. The power that Yun burst out at the moment was too weird. It was obviously the power of Tongxian Nineth layer, but this aura was definitely not something that Tongxian Nineth layer could possess. At least above Tianyuan 4th layer. He sacrificed himself to some existences in exchange for power. Crazy. Even if he won, he would die. I don't know how many people were horrified. And above the sky, in the ignored hall, 3 figures sat separately. Domain Lord, the current situation seems to be wrong. One of the voices spoke. The two looked at the person sitting in the middle at the same time. The figure in the middle was silent for a moment and cast his eyes down. No need to stop, he already has a way. As the voice fell, the entire hall disappeared again. On the ring, Liu looked at the crack in the sky and raised his eyebrows. For some reason, he thought of the crack in the ancient land again. Quite similar. Seems to be of the same origin. Liu, welcome death. Yun laughed angrily. His aura has reached its peak at this moment. His realm is still at the 9th level of Tongxian, but his strength has already reached the level of Tianyuan. He is confident that as long as he makes a move, Liu will definitely die. Looking at Yun who has become one with the Dark Giant, Liu shook his head. Hey, after you took out my heart with your bare hands, I was expecting you to stir-fry your heart and liver, but I didn't expect you to be so scared. You are looking for death, Yun said coldly. It's not certain who is looking for death, look at my big move. Liu laughed loudly, and the next moment, the golden blood and chi in his body suddenly condensed into one. Even the giant of light collapsed and turned into golden blood and chi and poured into Liu's body. All the golden blood and chi on the entire ring disappeared and were absorbed by Liu. Countless people looked at this scene, staring at Liu. The next moment, the golden blood that was originally contained in Liu's body roared out again. These blood and chi covered the entire arena in an instant, turning into an ocean. In the center of the ocean of blood and chi, Liu looked at the Dark Giant incarnated by Yun. Yun, are you ready to die? He, this is for you. Yun sneered. Seeing this, Liu shook his head. Hey, I didn't want to use a big move, but seeing that you are so arrogant, I'll show you what a big move is. After the voice fell, Liu snapped his fingers. Dong. Dong dong. In the ocean composed of golden blood and chi, there seemed to be a dull sound of footsteps. At the other end of the ocean of blood and chi, footprints appeared. The footprints seemed to fall regularly, and every step was like a thunderous drum, falling on everyone's heart. As time went by, the footsteps became heavier, and the vast breath came from the golden blood ocean. It seemed that there was a figure, stepping on the golden blood, trekking against time. That kind of pressure, even the Tai realm strongman couldn't help but look horrified. Yu Yuan's eyes were already wide open. This. What is this? He couldn't help but tremble a little. The black fog that made up the dark giant was annihilated for no reason. Stop him. A voice seemed to sound in his heart, and Yu Yuan didn't dare to hesitate and took action. Die. Yu Yuan attacked brazenly. However, his punch collapsed before it landed on Lu Yu. I saw that a vague figure had condensed out at some point and resisted Yu Yuan's punch from a distance. Lu Yu's face was already showing a bright smile. You don't give me a chance to use my ultimate move. Sorry, my ultimate move has already come out. Die. After the words fell, Lu Yu threw a punch at Yu Yuan. Chapter 0374 You talk too much nonsense, Yu Yuan dies. Lu Yu's punch blasted towards Yu Yuan. Seeing this, Yu Yuan roared instantly. Impossible. He raised his hand and punched out as well. Dang. The figure behind Lu Yu came into contact with the dark giant, making a sound like metal colliding. Just at the first moment of contact, the black giant's arm collapsed. The entire arm turned into black mist, but was quickly wiped out. Not only that, the figure of the dark giant flew backwards quickly, almost flying out of the edge of the ring. What kind of power is this? Yu Yuan was shocked. Really shocked. What kind of power is this? Just one punch, and the dark giant's arm that he condensed was blasted and collapsed. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu. Chapter 492. The most important thing is, why did his punch also annihilate his own black mist? Impossible, the ancestral matter cannot be annihilated. Yu Yuan roared in disbelief. Lu Yu was stunned when he heard this. Ancestral substance. This, why does it sound familiar? Lu Yu thought. A burst of exclamations erupted from all around. I'm so awesome like Lu Yu, I defeated Yu Yuan head on. Yu Yuan is going to lose. This kid is awesome. Many strong men became excited instantly. They originally thought that Lu Yu's defeat was certain, but what they didn't expect was that Lu Yu actually defeated Yu Yuan head on. In the palace in the sky, the hall was shaking, and a terrifying aura filled the air uncontrollably. How did he do it? The leading figure looked at Lu Yu and his voice was unbelievable. The other two were equally shocked. Ancestral matter can be erased. This is too amazing. No one knows what is going on in the palace. Outside, Lu Yu had already brought his thoughts back. He looked at Yu Yuan with a smile on his face. Are you ready to die? You're dreaming. Yu Yuan roared and once again urged the dark giant to attack Lu Yu. But Lu Yu was not panicked. This kind of ancestral substance is just like this. His own divine bloodline can defeat him. Taking action directly, Lu Yu urged the shadows behind him to suppress Yu Yuan. In an instant, the dark giant was defeated again. This time, the dark giant was even worse. The other arm also collapsed and the black mist was wiped away. Not only that, Lu Yu's hand directly penetrated Yu Yuan's chest. Laugh. The massive amount of black mist was wiped out, and a screeching sound was heard. At the same time, a piercing scream came out, resounding all around. Impossible. Yu Yuan roared and tried to break free. But Lu Yu couldn't give Yu Yuan a chance. He opened his divine eye and found Yu Yuan's true location instantly. Without any hesitation, Lu Yu turned his fist into a palm and grabbed it towards the dark giant's heart. Boom! A terrifying aura erupted, and black mist overflowed. The dark giant's chest was torn apart, and Yu Yuan's figure appeared. He turned around and wanted to escape, but was pinched by the shadowy hand behind Lu Yu. Feeling the throbbing from his soul, Yu Yuan could no longer hold on. What is your identity? Yu Yuan is on the verge of collapse. What methods did this man named Lu Yu use? Why? Why can ancestral matter be erased? This is simply impossible. Lu Yu didn't reply when he heard Yu Yuan's words. You'd better die. With that said, Lu Yu was about to crush Yu Yuan to death in an instant. But how could Yu Yuan be wiped out by Lu Yu so easily? In an instant, his body turned into a black mist that spread out and condensed in the distance in an instant. You can't kill me. Yu Yuan stared at Lu Yu. Lu Yu's eyelids jumped when he heard this. You can't die if the black mist is still there? Then I might as well wipe them all out. With that said, Lu Yu directly ignored Yu Yuan and began to destroy the black mist. With Lu Yu's strength, with all his strength, the black mist reduced at a speed that was almost visible to the naked eye. Just a moment later, the black mist in the entire arena thinned. Yu Yuan's expression was also extremely frightened, and he lowered his voice. Lu Yu, if you dare to kill me, I swear you will pay a price you can't imagine. If you don't tell me, I won't be able to imagine it. Lu Yu looked retarded, but his speed at destroying the black mist never slowed down. Seeing this, Yu Yuan took a deep breath. Do you want to know what's going on with the Tianwu department? Don't want to know. You want to know some big secrets? About this universe? Don't want to know. Yu Yuan was stunned for a moment. Lu Yu, why didn't he act according to the rules? Would you please stop for a moment? Seeing the increasingly thinning black mist, Yu Yuan finally couldn't bear it anymore. Lu Yu, if you kill me, you will still die even if you go to the Great Wall. Oh, why? Lu Yu paused for a moment, his eyes becoming curious. Seeing this, Yu Yuan breathed a sigh of relief. Because there are existences on the other side of the Great Wall that you can't imagine. Very well, you said something nonsense. With that said, Lu Yu wiped away the last black mist. Now, only Lu Yu is left in the arena. Lu Yu has already withdrawn his bloodline power. Just now, for the sake of conservatism, he only used half of his bloodline power. Many visions were also hidden. Otherwise, something might be seen. His eyes fell on Yu Yuan again. Have you decided how to die? Lu Yu smiled. Hearing this, Yu Yuan stared at Lu Yu. Are you sure you really want to kill me? Stop talking nonsense. Do you have any harsh words to say? If not, I will take action. With that said, Lu Yu raised his hand. Seeing this, Yu Yuan suddenly sneered. Kill, let you kill me, there will still be thousands of me after all. What's more, I'm just a little ant. Killing me won't help. In the future, when the darkness opens a corner, there will be something you cannot accept. Yu Yuan's voice stopped abruptly. Lu Yu retracted his hand and wiped out the black mist. Everyone can say harsh words, but you really talk a lot of nonsense. Lu Yu curled his lips and looked at everyone watching the fight. The entire ring was silent for a long time, and then a thunderous cheer broke out. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Shui. Chapter 493. Poaching wins. Lu Yu wins. How did you do it? This is too strong. Yu Yuan lost, ha ha ha. Let me just say that there are still geniuses in our galaxy group who can fight. This boy has the same demeanor as I did back then. That friend next to you, are you talking about Yu Yuan? Roll. All the spectators were talking about it. Tears shone in the eyes of the palace master at some point. Even Mingzi was stunned for a long time. Lu Yu, so awesome. Forget it, this guy is so powerful, I won't argue with him. Mingzi glanced at Lu Yu below and snorted. Beside them, Chang Li was already cheering, and Qi Yun and Tong Ling even held up banners. The boss is awesome, the boss is mighty, the boss is as fierce as a tiger 7 times a night. On the ring, Lu Yu put his hands behind his back and looked up at the sky aloof at a 45 degrees angle. But when he looked at them and saw the banners of a certain 2 people, his face instantly fell. 7 times a night? Who do you look down on? I only need 1 night. Chapter 0375 Champion's Speech, Generous Rewards. Lu Yu hummed, already thinking about how to deal with these 2 people later. At this time, in the sky, the figure of the Galaxy Envoy suddenly appeared. He glanced at Lu Yu, and the admiration in his eyes became stronger. I declare that the champion of the 9th local Galaxy Group competition is, Lu Yu from the Milky Way. Now, let Lu Yu give his championship speech. The moment Xing Xingzi finished speaking, countless fireworks appeared on the entire arena. Fireworks were set off, cheers were thunderous, and even colorful cranes danced. On the huge arena, Lu Yu regained his aloof expression. Championship speech? I'm familiar with this, I've thought about it in advance. Looking at everyone, Lu Yu said calmly. It's just Yuyuan, but it can be destroyed with a snap of a finger. Okay. 1094123. Actually, I haven't tried my best yet. Okay. 2313441. Only 80% of the force was used at most. Okay. 1434131. Can you use another word? Okay. 234133131. Lu Yu. Okay, okay. 334133131. Looking at the dense crowd around him, Lu Yu fell into silence. Why is it different from what I thought before? Don't you just say something if I say something? Isn't this guy really good at pretending? I have never seen such an arrogant person. I can't bear it anymore. Is it possible that they were all conquered by my charisma? Lu Yu looked at the young woman who was ogling him in the distance, his eyes thinking. Okay, I think Lu Yu's championship speech should have been. No. I haven't finished speaking yet, Lu Yu suddenly said. Actually, in my heart, there is someone who always wants to thank people. Galaxy Envoy. Okay. He stopped talking. Lu Yu looked at the countless spectators again. This time, his eyes became deeper. Actually, this person's name has been hidden in my heart for a long time, but I never had the chance and I didn't dare to say it out. I am very grateful to him. Without him, I, Lu Yu, would not be here, nor would I be as brilliant as I am now. When I'm at my lowest, Lu Yu, when did you hit your lowest point? Mingzi suddenly shouted. Lu Yu. When I grieve. When have you ever grieved? You. Shut up. Lu Yu directly kicked Mingzi out of the ring. After finishing, Lu Yu returned to the middle of the ring again, his eyes continuing to be deep. When I was at my lowest point, he never left me. When I was at my best, he was still by my side. He will accompany me to see all kinds of scenery, and today, I will say his name loudly to the whole world. Lu Yu's voice was extremely passionate. Everyone saw the scene with focused expressions. Some people even couldn't help wiping away tears. If I can have someone like me by my side, I will have no regrets in life. Indeed, I am very old, but I still haven't found my soulmate in life. Old Zhao, you can't find a confidant if you pay 500 a time. Get out. Many powerful people were talking about it. The palace master couldn't help but be curious. Who could this person be? Chang'e suddenly looked forward to it. Lu Yu, could he be talking about me? Amid everyone's expectations, Lu Yu finally blurted out the words when he saw that the anticipation was high. That person is myself, and I applaud myself. Ba bang bang. The crisp voice echoed in the arena. Around him, millions of people were stunned. Behind the TV broadcast, viewers from dozens of galaxies were at a loss. In his ears, there was only the sound of Lu Yu's applause. "Well, why don't you applaud?" Lu Yu looked confused. Silence, a long silence. After a while, there was finally a round of applause. Everyone looked and saw that it was a little girl applauding. "Wow, brother Lu Yu, it turns out that you are also schizophrenic. You like your other identity." Ba bang bang. Thunderous applause broke out instantly, and countless people applauded. "Oh my God, that's great. That's right." Applause. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu Shui. Chapter 494. Whose kid, if you can talk, talk more. Lu Yu. "Okay, classmate Lu Yu, are you finished with your speech?" "I'm fine." Lu Yu turned around and stepped down. "Depend on. Isn't that too disrespectful? I gave such a tearful speech, and it doesn't matter if you don't support it, but you actually called me crazy. WTMD. Lu Yu was secretly angry. After Lu Yu stepped down, Xing Xin used his voice. "Okay, thank you Lu Yu for your wonderful speech." Everyone. "Okay, thank you Lu Yu for leaving." Ba bang bang. Marvelous. Nice. Lu Yu, crit, 1314131. "Okay, this galaxy group competition has ended. The champion and subsequent rankings have been determined. All contestants can receive rewards provided by this galaxy group, and the top 10 can get special training qualifications." This voice sounded, and countless applause immediately broke out. Lu Yu felt a little better inside. "It doesn't matter if there is a prize or not, I mainly value the place to go to the Great Wall. This is enough." Thinking like this, Lu Yu headed towards the Palace Master. And in the end, the Galaxy Envoy was still giving a speech. "The end of the competition marks the end of the last millennium. We have reason to believe that the geniuses emerging from this competition will lead our local galaxy group to a more glorious future." There was another burst of applause. However, Lu Yu didn't care about it anymore. Lu Yu the Palace Master looked at Lu Yu closely. After confirming that Lu Yu was not injured, he immediately breathed a sigh of relief and patted his chest. "It's okay. Lu Yu, I'm staring." "Lu Yu, what are you looking at?" Mingzi hugged her shoulders and said, forcing out a little. Seeing this, Lu Yu shook his head and did not look at her. "Just now, at a certain moment, I seemed to be a lonely boat on the endless sea, and I might drown in it at any time." "There's something wrong with you," Mingzi suddenly frowned. "Palace Master, oh, oh." Seeing this, Lu Yu smiled lightly. At this moment, Chang Li, Qiyun Tongling also came over. "Boss is indeed the strongest man who has conquered the past, present, and future of heaven and earth. Before the people arrive, the sound comes first." Qiyun and Tongling vividly demonstrated what a young man should be. However, Lu Yu was in a very unhappy mood. "What do you mean 7 times a night?" "Ah. The term 7 times a night is simply customized for you, boss." Qiyun spoke instantly. When Lu Yu saw this, he immediately became unhappy. "You fart, I clearly do it once a night. Once every 2 nights. Once every 3 nights. Yeah, good." Lu Yu looked at Qiyun and Tongling with a satisfied expression. "Beside Palace Master, Mingzi, 2. Changle, 3. Unknown people passing by, 4. Seeing this, Lu Yu's expression did not change at all. "If any of you don't believe it, you can come and discuss it in person and have an in-depth exchange." At this moment, a sudden galaxy messenger appeared. "Lu Yu. Are you here to ask for my autograph?" Lu Yu stared at the man in front of him with a puzzled expression, feeling that he looked familiar. Seeing this, the Galaxy Envoy smiled and shook his head. "No. That's just a comparison, a trivial matter. Come on, let's leave now. With that said, Lu Yu pulled the Galaxy Envoy and started to walk towards the WC. Galaxy Envoy. Lu Yu, I am the Galaxy Envoy. I just said, why does it look so familiar? Lu Yu suddenly realized. Seeing this, the Galaxy Envoy felt veins twitching in his forehead, but he still took a deep breath and held back. As the first placer, you can now go and receive the reward from me. We have already discussed the quota. As soon as he said this, Lu Yu noticed that a group of people had appeared next to him. No more, no less, exactly 8 people, Guy Yang was among them. When did you come? Lu Yu's eyes were a little confused. Guy Yang, we've been here for a long time. Sorry, I usually can't remember the faces of people who are ranked lower than me. Everyone. In the end, Lu Yu followed the Galaxy Envoy to receive the award. Of course, what Lu Yu cares about is not the prize, but the quota. But even so, when he saw the reward, he was still stunned. This is too treacherous. Chapter 0376 Origin Heart Armor. This is a public place. This reward is too awesome. The moment Lu Yu saw the reward, he was shocked. The others were not much better either. Even though they were well informed, they were still shocked by this handwriting. The first place reward, Tianyuan Holy Stone? 10 Origin Heart Battle Armor. What is the Tianyuan Holy Stone? The best product to break through to the Tianyuan realm. Tianyuan realm is the last of the 5 basic realms. Although its presence is not high, it is crucial to the upper limit of martial arts in the future. The Tianyuan Holy Stone can help warriors reach their limit of Tongxian, and even allow warriors to master the power of laws that can only be mastered by the Star Lord realm after breaking through to the Tianyuan realm. This point cannot be replaced by anything else. And this galaxy group gives 10 pieces. You should know that the Tianyuan Holy Stone is produced from the secret realm, and the output is extremely rare. Even many powerful galaxies can only allocate one every 10 years. For this one, you have to carefully consider who to give it to. It is not surprising that some people have stayed in the Tongxian realm for decades in order to wait for a Tianyuan Holy Stone. After all, if the upper limit of martial arts is not raised, it is useless even if you break through. The future can only stop at a certain stage. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu Shui. Chapter 495. This time, Lu Yu got 10 pieces at once. What's even more exaggerated is that this galaxy group actually gave Lu Yu the Origin Heart Armor as a reward. If I remember correctly, the design drawings of the Origin Heart Armor have disappeared, right? Yes, this is the only set of Origin Heart Armor currently available. The galaxy user nodded. When Lu Yu heard this, his eyes became confused. He knew the function of the Tianyuan Holy Stone, which could be used to increase the upper limit of Tongxian, but what was this Origin Heart Armor? What's the use of this armor? Lu Yu made a confused sound. Everyone was silent for a while after hearing this. It was the Galaxy Envoy who looked at Lu Yu. The Yuangxin battle armor is the third set of armor made by Yuangxin, the master of weapon making. It is at the Saint level. The wearer can increase all-round attributes by 200% and has extremely strong defense. Just like you, Lu Yu, you are now at the 9th level of Tongxian. Wearing the Origin Heart battle armor, it would take an ordinary star-level expert at least 15 minutes to destroy the armor. Lu Yu. So strong. Certainly. Galaxy smiled and nodded. The others immediately cast a large gaze at Lu Yu. Compared to Lu Yu, other people's rewards are much worse. The second place, Ling Fan, who was still in a coma, was rewarded with 3 Tianyuan Holy Stones. 2 pieces for third place. And the next round, there is 1 Tianyuan Holy Stone. Despite this, many geniuses still seemed very happy. Especially some geniuses who were originally unable to allocate Tianyu and holy stones in their own systems were even more excited. Lu Yu took his reward from the Galaxy Envoy, but as soon as he opened the storage space, the smile on his face froze before it dissipated. It's not the Galaxy Envoy, this armor, why is it pink? Lu Yu was confused. Hearing this, the Galaxy Envoy had a surprised expression on his face. Why not pink? Lu Yu. Are you kidding me? Such a sharp and stylish armor has to be designed in pink. Funny. I think I, Lu, have always been a genius. Is it possible that when I fight, I wear the armor of a girl and amaze everyone? No. This is impossible. Galaxy Envoy, can I change the color? Cannot. Lu Yu. Suddenly, a girl came over. Lu, brother Lu Yu, if you don't want it, can you give it to me? The girl looked at Lu Yu very cautiously. Seeing this, Lu Yu narrowed his eyes. Isn't this the pink-haired girl I met before? It really goes well together. Okay, Lu Yu smiled broadly, how are you going to repay me? Of course. The pink-haired girl puffed up her chest, I'll try my best to satisfy brother Lu Yu. Lu Yu looked at the girl in front of him and his brows jumped. Right, eh? Yes, Q. Good. Lu Yu admired it. Next to them, the Galaxy Envoy and a group of geniuses were already silent. This is a public place. If you want to make an appointment, please do so in private. In the end, the Galaxy Envoy couldn't stand it anymore and spoke up. Hearing this, Lu Yu shook his head. You don't understand this galaxy. It's only in public that it's exciting. Galaxy Envoy. Everyone. Pink-haired girl. Brother Lu Yu, how do you want someone to give it to me? The pink-haired girl blinked her eyes and looked at Lu Yu longingly. You want it? Lu Yu was surprised. Yes, I really want it, the girl nodded quickly. When Lu Yu heard this, he immediately laughed. You should have told me earlier, I want it too. Galaxy Envoy. Everyone? Pink-haired girl. I'll say it one last time, this is a public place. I didn't expect that the galaxy would make you so good. Lu Yu snapped his fingers and said hello, fellow Taoist. Galaxy Envoy. He was completely silent, a little suspicious. Yun was not beaten to death, but was angry to death. Taking a deep breath, the Galaxy Envoy looked at everyone. Now that we've talked about the rewards, let's talk about your special quota. I won't explain any more to you here. We are all geniuses in the top 10 galaxies. I'm not. Lu Yu raised his hand. Galaxy Envoy, Wrath, 1. We are all geniuses from powerful clans. I'm not. Lu Yu raised his hand again. Galaxy Envoy, Wrath, 2. We are all descendants of strong men. I'm not. Lu Yu raised his hand again. Galaxy Envoy, Wrath, 3. We are all human. The Galaxy Envoy looked at Lu Yu. This time, let me see what you say. If you have the ability, you are not a human being. Seeing this, Lu Yu looked at the other people. If you are not a human being, please stand up for yourself. Be honest and don't wait for the Galaxy Envoy to arrest you. Everyone. In the end, the two of them stood up with trembling expressions on their faces. Sir, I am not a human being. Galaxy Envoy, CTMD, Traditional Virtues. Very good. Some people look like people, but they are not human at all. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu. Chapter 496. The Galaxy Envoy angrily looked at Lu Yu. Seeing this, Lu Yu looked at the two people. Who are you looking at? The Galaxy Envoy is talking about you too. Some unknown genius? 2. Galaxy Envoy, sudden. After a long period of calm, the Galaxy Envoy finally managed to ignore Lu Yu's words. He looked at the others. I won't say any more nonsense to you. This time, you 9 people, including Ling Fan who is still recovering, the mission is very. Report to the Master, it is 8 people, and the other 2 are not human. Some unknown genius? 4. Galaxy Envoy, the mission is very important, I hope you can train well. 10 days later, all of you will gather in the Sky City. After a day of pause, we will take you out. After saying this, the Galaxy Envoy disappeared instantly. He really didn't want to stay for a second longer. If it weren't for the obvious appreciation of Lu Yu from above. Damn, I would have rolled up my sleeves and taught this bastard a lesson. As soon as the Galaxy Messenger left, Lu Yu looked at the others helplessly. Everyone, are you coming together? Chapter 0377 I'll play you to death today, tricking your sister to come to the back mountain. Are you coming together? In an instant, the others disappeared completely, leaving only the pink-haired girl standing there. Brother Lu Yu, there's no one here now, I want. The girl looked at Lu Yu eagerly. Lu Yu looked around and found that there was indeed no one. Then he looked at the geographical location. Oh my god, the main hall of the Sky City. If you don't do something serious now, when will you do something serious? So, Lu Yu looked at the pink-haired girl. The girl took out a pair of fishnet stockings at some point, and slowly put them on her long white legs. Coupled with her blurred eyes, Lu Yu's blood boiled instantly. Brother Lu Yu. The girl stroked her white thighs with a look of desire. Come and play with me. Good guy. I'll play you to death today. Lu Yu said, putting his hand on his pants. The girl stared at Lu Yu's hand. Lu Yu conjured up a marker like a magician and drew a square root on the gap between the girl's fishnet stockings. It's your turn. Girl. Is this all you can do? She looked at Lu Yu with disdain. Lu Yu got annoyed when he saw it. Say it again. I'll say it again. Very good. I must kill you today. Hee, I'm the #1 chess god in the Seiyu system, you can't beat me. As she said that, the pink-haired girl left an X on her leg. X. 10 minutes later, Lu Yu watched the last stroke. 5 connected hearts, I won. Lu Yu had a proud expression on his face. The girl was dissatisfied when she saw this. Play with my other leg again. No problem. As they said that, the 2 of them played chess tirelessly again. While playing, Lu Yu suddenly looked at the girl. By the way, I seem to have forgotten to ask you what your name is. Me? My name is Ahashi Reiku. The pink-haired girl smiled brightly at Lu Yu. Seeing this, Lu Yu immediately fell into deep thought and asked tentatively. Ahashi Miku, who are you? Ahashi Miku? My sister. The pink-haired girl looked surprised. How do you know my sister's name? That's nonsense. Your sister is at least an internationally renowned first-line movie star, right? In fact, I have admired your sister for a long time. If there is a chance, I hope to introduce her to you. Why? Am I not good looking? The girl was angry and puffed out her chest. Lu Yu glanced at the pair of Q and nodded. You are good, but your sister is better. Why? You haven't even seen my sister. The girl was dissatisfied. In response, Lu Yu smiled slightly. There are always people who have never met, who will accompany those of us who are in the trough and walk through the long night. This is a kind of spiritual belief. Okay, I'll just believe your lies. Ahashi Leiju nodded, and Lu Yu put down the last stroke. 5 hearts connected. I lost again. Ahashi Leiju was a little frustrated. Seeing this, Lu Yu patted her shoulder. One day, trick your sister to the back mountain, and the armor will definitely be yours. Really? Ahashi Leiju's eyes lit up instantly. In this regard, Lu Yu expressed his certainty and affirmation. As long as you can trick it out, I will definitely give it to you. I will work hard, Lu Yu. Ahashi Leiju became happy, hugged Lu Yu, and left reluctantly. Lu Yu looked at Ahashi Leiju's back, with a faint smile on his lips. The future is promising, the future is promising. Double kill. With his hands behind his back, Lu Yu left here with a faint smile on his face. Outside, the mansion master and others had been waiting for Lu Yu for a long time. Seeing Lu Yu come out now, they finally breathed a sigh of relief. Lu Yu, why did you stay in there for so long? The Galaxy Envoy saw that I was a promising talent, so he taught me for a while. Lu Yu's face was not red and his heart was not beating. Mingzi smiled immediately when she saw this. Lu Yu, I just clearly saw that the girl with pink hair came out before you. I didn't do anything. I don't believe it. You have rubbed my thighs, Mingzi said angrily. Hearing this, Lu Yu frowned and sighed slowly. It's exposed. It seems that he will kill someone and dump the body tonight. As he said this, Lu Yu stared at Mingzi closely. Mingzi couldn't help but feel a little scared and hid behind the owner of the mansion. Mother, he has murderous intentions. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu Shui. Chapter 497. Okay, you two stop messing around, the mansion master said, looking at Lu Yu. Lu Yu, what reward did you get? It's just an ordinary reward, just 10 Tianyuan holy stones, and a set of armor called Yuangs in battle armor. Lu Yu spread his hands, and a pile of white glowing stones and a set of pink armor appeared in his hands. The mansion master was shocked when he saw it. Is the reward so rich? It's okay, just average. Compared with your reward, it's nothing. Lu Yu shook his head seriously. Hearing this, the mansion master immediately shook his head. Lu Yu, don't have too high expectations. The Galaxy Mansion can't give out such good things. Mingzi? Mother, this guy is clearly teasing you, why don't you slap him to death? Mingzi jumped out again immediately. Seeing this, Lu Yu narrowed his eyes slightly. How could I tease you? Show me some evidence. Humph, based on your behavior, Lu Yu, don't pinch my face. Mingzi resisted Lu Yu, but it was useless. With Lu Yu's strength, he pressed Mingzi to the ground and rubbed her repeatedly, and she couldn't resist anything. The mansion master had a headache when he saw this scene. At this time, Chang'e came over. She blushed when she saw the two of them so close. I don't think I came at the right time. Seeing Chang'e coming over, Lu Yu finally let go of his hand. Lu Yu, congratulations on getting the first place, Chang'e smiled and said to Lu Yu. Seeing this, Lu Yu waved his hand. I don't think I feel at ease with this first place. Why? Chang'e looked puzzled. Because I didn't use my full strength, I always felt uneasy. Lu Yu shook his head sadly. Chang'e. Mansion master? Mingzi? Unknown passersby? What kind of lewd words are these? Qiyun and Tongling also came along. Congratulations, boss, congratulations, boss, on your success, growing old together, flying together with wings, having many children and grandchildren, and enjoying the happiness of family life. Qiyun flattered him as soon as he came up. But Lu Yu's face fell as he listened. Good fellow. So I have many children and grandchildren now and enjoy the happiness of family life. How about a burial? Burning. Qiyun and Tongling looked at each other, smiled excitedly, and knelt on one knee. Qiyun and Tongling, wish boss a burial. Lu Yu. He was silent for a long time. He wanted to kick the two guys to death, but when he thought that they might have worked hard to look up the Blue Star Dictionary for the sentence, he still held back. After greeting everyone for a while, Lu Yu and the mansion master left. Going to the Great Wall is a matter of 10 days. Before that, what needs to be done is to enter the Tianyuan realm. This is also one of the preparation times left for these people, and Lu Yu cannot delay. After Lu Yu left, the discussion in the hall of the Sky City was heard again. Domain Lord, Lu Yu, can you really do it? Chapter 0378 The Lord of the Mansion is really great, mission reward. Sky City, Hall. Now the three people are sitting separately, all looking at the person sitting in the center. The hall was quiet for a while, and a voice sounded. There is something special about his bloodline, and we should believe him. This made the other two silent for a while. Is he really that kind of bloodline? Hasn't it disappeared? That's right, that kind of bloodline should be something from the last era. Not sure, the man shook his head, but the only thing we can know is that he can indeed restrain the source material to a certain extent, that's enough. Sending him there may be some amazing gains. The surroundings fell into silence again. Soon, another person spoke up. Then, Lord, how do we deal with the Tianwu system? Wait, there are disappearing galaxies in all the galaxy clusters of the supercluster, this may be a sign. The hall fell into silence again. The other two looked at each other, and there was a look of horror in their eyes. Even they felt panic. Is it the same in other places? Does this mean that this is the current situation of the entire universe? Galaxy Palace. It took Lu Yu a whole day just to return. When he came back, Lu Yu looked at the entire galaxy continent with emotion. When others saw Lu Yu return, they also looked in awe. This guy is too fierce. First place in the competition of this galaxy cluster. The moment Lu Yu appeared, cheers rang out all around. With his hands behind his back and his little face proud, Lu Yu calmly enjoyed the cheers. Alas, the life of a genius is so ordinary. Just when Lu Yu was about to signal that it was almost done, everyone shouted in unison. Welcome back, Lord. Lord, you are awesome. Awesome. These voices made Lu Yu stunned. No, did you call the wrong person? Hello, everyone. Lu Yu waved tentatively. No one responded, and Lu Yu felt that his young heart had suffered a heavy blow. Why? I obviously got the first place, why are you cheering for the Lord of the Mansion? I don't accept it. Lu Yu looked at the Lord of the Mansion with a face full of resentment. The Lord of the Mansion was also surprised, he didn't expect it to be like this. Mingzi smiled. I won't give you a narcissistic opportunity to go to heaven. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu Shui. Chapter 498. Lu Yu. He glanced at the many disciples of the Galaxy Palace below, and felt deeply disappointed. I didn't expect that he would do such a thing because of jealousy of my excellence. Sure enough, people's hearts are hard to predict. As he said, Lu Yu shook his little hand and left. The palace master looked at Lu Yu's back as he left, and suddenly became a little worried. Will it be bad for us to do this? What's not good about it, palace master? For me, you must not let this kid get too cocky. Elder son stood by, stroking his beard with his hand, smiling. In fact, he was also calculating in his heart. Let Lu Yu be sad for a while, then, won't his granddaughter have a chance? Don't they young people always like to say something about taking advantage of the opportunity and finding a way in? This is simply perfect for his granddaughter. Elder John watched all this from the side, frowning slightly. Son, I always feel that you have bad intentions. Hee, that's nothing compared to your black heart. I'm black on your uncle. Say it again. The two started fighting again. The mansion master saw this scene, feeling helpless, and looked at Mingzi. Mingzi, how do you feel now? Me? I'm fine, mother, I'll go back and rest first. With that, Mingzi left first. The mansion master looked at Mingzi's back, thought for a moment, and left. In the Sifang courtyard, Lu Yu stood outside the courtyard, his hand hanging in the air, hesitating. The courtyard, I don't know if there is any. Just thinking about it, Lu Yu still opened the door. Life and death are determined by fate, and wealth is determined by God. Bang! The door was pushed open by Lu Yu. In the courtyard, a cat and a dog were lying on the roof and in the courtyard to bask in the sun. The breeze blew, the grass swayed, and it was a scene of peace and tranquility. Lu Yu looked at the scene in front of him, and tears welled up in his eyes. Ergu. Lu Yu looked at the snow wolf. When the snow wolf saw Lu Yu, he was stunned at first, and then he immediately rushed over. Awoo! The snow wolf rushed around Lu Yu, and successfully tied himself and Lu Yu to death with his tail. Lu Yu's smile froze on his face before it faded. On the roof, the silver cat made a meowing sound, as if laughing at the snow wolf. Seeing this, Lu Yu sighed. I thought that during the time I was away, the smart intelligence of the snow wolf would occupy the high ground again. After all, I thought too much. But it's okay, at least there was no damage. Lu Yu was a little relieved in his heart, and walked into his bedroom. He was tired for too long, and he wanted to rest a little. But before he lay down, Lu Yu looked at the room full of dog hair and dog rice, and exploded on the spot. Ergu, you! Awoo! The snow wolf jumped onto the bed, waved at Lu Yu, and extended an enthusiastic invitation. Lu Yu looked at its raised buttocks and couldn't help covering his face. Lu Yu turned and went out. At this moment, an ethereal voice sounded outside the house. God! Ian's figure was extremely excited. When he saw that it was Lu Yu, he immediately rushed over and hugged Lu Yu, his body trembling slightly. God, you are finally back. Ian's voice was extremely happy. Seeing this, Lu Yu pinched Lan. Why, do you miss me? Well. Lan agreed with a red face. When Lu Yu heard this, he was about to do something serious, and Xiang came over without knowing when. Lu Yu. As she said, she also rushed over. Lu Yu. Damn, I can't breathe. It's so crowded, really so crowded. I am a lonely boat, and I am about to be drowned in this vast ocean. At this moment, Lu Yu wanted to sing loudly. Oh see, you have a big heart, milky white waves, and deep trenches waiting to be explored. Immersed in it, Lu Yu really had no time to do business. After finishing his meal with the two girls, Lu Yu found an excuse to stroll back to his yard. Apart from anything else, he almost forgot to take his system reward. Looking at the silver cat licking its fur under the moonlight, Lu Yu smiled. The white wolf will turn into a girl at night. Awoo! The snow wolf rushed over excitedly. Lu Yu narrowed his eyes and kicked it. Get out of here, I'm talking about the silver cat. Awoo! The snow wolf howled aggrievedly. Seeing this, Lu Yu snorted and spoke directly. System, don't play dead, where is my reward? Chapter 0379 Evolution of the Divine Beast, Dog Meat Hot Pot. Task Reward. The moment Lu Yu spoke, the system voice sounded synchronously. The mission rewards are being distributed. Ding. Congratulations to the host for obtaining 10% bloodline development, the complete version of the sky-breaking 9 spears, 600 divine beast evolution points and the proficiency of the weapon at the saint level, any choice. Such a lot of rewards made Lu Yu excited. Nice. The complete version of the sky-breaking 9 spears is in hand. And the proficiency of the weapon at the saint level, as well as the bloodline development and the evolution points of the divine beast. Without any hesitation, Lu Yu accepted these rewards. Boom! Lu Yu's blood and chi surged again, reaching a new height. Not only that, Lu Yu also added the proficiency of the saint level to his boxing. In just a moment, Lu Yu could feel that his understanding of boxing had been improved to an extremely exaggerated degree. The proficiency of weapons at the saint level is not something that can be achieved at the Tongxian level. It is not even something that Star Lords or star-level powerhouses can comprehend. It is a privilege for a small number of top-level Giwen powerhouses and Yuanchu realm powerhouses. Even in the Yuanchu realm, not everyone has the proficiency of weapons at the saint level. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Shui. Chapter 499. After all, the 4 words transcendent into saint already represent a lot. To some extent, those who can reach the proficiency of saint-level weapons are all masters of certain weapons. The kind that can create martial arts and establish their own sects. After Lu Yu felt it, he was very satisfied. And in his mind, he also had more insights about the complete version of the 9 spears of breaking the sky. Before this, the incomplete version he used had only 6 shots at most. The remaining 3 most powerful shots were lost. Of course, Lu Yu was not in a hurry to comprehend, but focused on the evolution points of the divine beast. If I remember correctly, what did the system say? Evolution points can transform the divine beast into human form? Such a good thing. Lu Yu looked at the silver cat. Is there anything more exciting than a beast-eared maid? Meow. Sensing that Lu Yu was looking at him, the silver cat jumped onto Lu Yu's shoulder obediently. Seeing this, Lu Yu chose to add points without hesitation. System, 300 evolution points will be added to Xiaju, and 300 to Ergu. Host, please choose the direction of evolution, human form or beast form. Lu Yu thought for a while, and quickly said, Xiaju human form, Ergu beast form. Just kidding. It must be beast form. The snow wolf has not yet transformed, but it is so noisy. What if it transforms? With its smart IQ, I am afraid that I will have a hard time in the future. Of course, for the sake of fairness, Lu Yu still divided it equally between the 2 beasts. System adding points. After receiving Lu Yu's order, the system quickly began to add points. I saw a stream of light flying out of the void and swept into the bodies of the silver cat and the snow wolf. In an instant, the silver cat stood up on Lu Yu's shoulder, surrounded by the light, as if it was about to transform. Lu Yu could see through the light and see the slender figure in it. It seemed that because of the lack of evolution points, this strange phenomenon disappeared soon. The silver cat returned to normal again, lying on Lu Yu's shoulder and meowing, as if begging Lu Yu to give more. Lu Yu looked helpless. Is it still too little? At this time, the snow wolf next to it was not right. It was also surrounded by a ball of light, and in the light, the snow wolf seemed to be undergoing some kind of change. Its body size increased rapidly, a pair of eyes flashed red, and a terrifying pressure spread out. Even Lu Yu was shocked when he felt this pressure. Good guy, this breath, there is something. When Lu Yu was secretly surprised, the entire galaxy continent suddenly became agitated. Countless strange beasts, whether they were raised by the Galaxy Palace or grew up in the primitive area, looked in the direction of Lu Yu at this moment. One by one, regardless of their realm, they all knelt down, their bodies trembling, and roaring in fear. This scene can be said to have attracted the attention of the entire Galaxy Palace. Damn it, what's going on? Why is my Tongtianhu kneeling? Impossible. Can the entire Galaxy Mansion have a stronger bloodline than my battle pet? Don't be ridiculous, don't talk about you, Those Yuanchu realm mountain guardian beasts have awakened. What's going on? The entire galaxy mansion was at a loss at this moment, and all their eyes looked towards the direction of Lu Yu's yard. Everyone knows that Lu Yu has a battle pet. It's just, his battle pet doesn't look normal no matter how you look at it. It can't be caused by his battle pet, right? Many powerful people were puzzled, and even the mansion master looked towards the direction of Lu Yu's yard. What is this little guy doing again? In the yard. Lu Yu looked at the two dogs in front of him and fell into deep thought. Looking up with difficulty at the more than 10-meter tall two dogs, Lu Yu's mouth twitched. 300 evolution points. This guy has grown so big. The realm has even jumped from the moving mountain realm to the 8th level of Tongxian. I'm not saying that your beasts evolve so fast. Lu Yu said that he felt a little sour. At this time, Ergo looked at Lu Yu and suddenly licked him with his tongue. Lu Yu wanted to resist, but before he could dodge, in an instant, he was wet all over. Lu Yu took a deep breath and a dagger appeared in his hand. It's up to you whether I stab you today or not. As he said that, Lu Yu was about to kill him. At this time, the door suddenly opened. Lu Yu. Mingzi walked in front, looking at the snow wolf and Lu Yu magnified n times, and was stunned for a moment. Seeing this, Lu Yu used the water system to clean himself, and then looked at Mingzi. What's wrong? No, Lu Yu, Ergu. It's normal operation, there's no need to make a fuss. Lu Yu had a calm expression on his face. If he didn't act like a big shot at this time, when would he act like a big shot? Thinking of this, Lu Yu jumped on the back of the snow wolf. How is it, my battle pet, is it okay? Lu Yu smiled proudly. Apart from other things, the appearance of the snow wolf has been fully upgraded after its evolution. Although it is still a little silly, at least the wise look is gone. 10 meters above the ground, its intelligence should have occupied the high ground. Others were envious when they saw this scene. Obviously, the snow wolf has completed its evolution. Although I don't know how it evolved, it is so powerful after evolution, which is quite scary. You know, just now even the mountain guardian beast in the Yuanchu realm was awakened, and the breath was afraid. Generally speaking, if a strange beast can make such a move, it means that the other party will threaten itself. And the snow wolf is only in the Tongxian realm now? There is only one possibility left. The blood of the snow wolf is quite scary. Seeing the envious eyes of the geniuses, Lu Yu's expression became more and more arrogant. However, before he could continue to pretend for 2 minutes, Ergo suddenly turned 180 degrees and licked Lu Yu passionately again. This time, it was overwhelming. Everyone's eyes were dazed. Lu Yu took out the bronze ancient sword with an expressionless face. Let's eat dog meat hot pot here tonight. Don't be polite, it's freshly slaughtered. Chapter 0380. If I don't go to hell, who will go to hell? Special treatment. Everyone came and went in a hurry. Lu Yu looked at the snow wolf, which was already more than 10 meters tall, with a slightly helpless expression. Shrink it down. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu Shui. Chapter 500. Awu. The snow wolf howled and really shrunk. Lu Yu was happy when he saw it. Licking. If you don't act like a dog, don't blame me for not acting like a human. Lu Yu found a bunch of thorn grass from somewhere and placed it in front of the snow wolf with a smile. Try it, it tastes delicious. Awu. The snow wolf jumped twice in excitement, and then slapped the thorn grass directly on Lu Yu's face. Lu Yu. He tied up the snow wolf again and stuffed a sock into its mouth in an instant. Only then did Lu Yu feel that life was beautiful. Looking at the silver cat, it had also reached the 8th level of Tongxian at this moment. It's still a little short of transformation. Lu Yu thought. It was obvious that it failed to evolve halfway just now. It's indeed a little short of evolution, but it shouldn't be much. Wait for the next mission. Thinking of this, Lu Yu felt better again. Looking at the struggling snow wolf, Lu Yu found a small fish that was killed by the snow wolf on the shore. See? When this fish comes back to life, you will be free. Lu Yu left with a dignified look. Leaving his own yard, Lu Yu headed towards Ian's yard. God, you are here. Yes, Lu Yu nodded and hugged Lan. Just this hug, Lu Yu was shocked. Why are you bigger again? Ah, maybe it's because of God. What does it have to do with me? Lu Yu looked puzzled. The essence of divinity can nourish the slaves. Ian's face became more and more blushing, but she hugged Lu Yu with both hands. Good guy, there is such a good thing? Lu Yu was shocked. This God clan completely rules the slaves 360 degrees, on the bed and under the bed without dead ends. In that case. Lu Yu smiled. The light suddenly went out. Soon, a strange sound came from the room. Outside the yard, a voice was approaching on tiptoe. Approaching the room, the figure hesitated for a moment, and her breathing became slightly rapid. Then, she stretched out her finger and poked a hole on it. Before she could take another look, an eye appeared in the hole. Ah! Mingzi was halfway through shouting when Lu Yu covered her mouth. What are you doing here? Lu Yu looked at Mingzi with a puzzled look. Mingzi blushed instantly when she heard it. I just came to see if you slept. As she said that, she caught a glimpse of Ian's eyes behind her and quickly lowered her head. Lu Yu immediately laughed. Are you here to see if you are asleep? You are clearly peeping. Lu Yu immediately found a stool and came over, standing on the moral high ground, pointing at Mingzi. Mingzi's head was getting lower and lower, and finally squatted on the ground, burying her head in her knees. God! Lan pulled Lu Yu's trouser legs. Seeing this, Lu Yu also drank a sip of water to moisten his throat. I'm not saying that Lan, Mingzi needs to be educated. At such a young age, she actually thinks about these things. Come on, tell me, why do you have such thoughts? Lu Yu looked at Mingzi with a serious expression. Mingzi saw this and hesitated. I just heard them say that Lu Yu, you have an exclusive secret that can make thee a bigger. Lu Yu. He looked at Lan. Lan. God, it should be accidentally leaked when I was chatting with Ziying. Ziying. Lu Yu quickly turned his head and looked outside the yard. Sure enough, a figure disappeared. Run. A minute later, Ziying also buried her head in her knees. Tell me, what's wrong with you? Lu Yu had a blank expression. Ziying's eyes were red. Lu Yu, I really didn't mean it. I just heard from Sister Lan that I was very curious. Curious? Lu Yu laughed immediately. You just want to satisfy your evil thoughts, right? As a warrior, you don't practice well, but think about these things all day long. Don't you feel ashamed? Lu Yu stood on the stool again, one hand on his waist, and the other pointing. Mingzi and Ziying didn't dare to refute him. If this gets out, it will be embarrassing. Seeing that the two women didn't dare to refute him, Lu Yu suddenly shook his head and sighed. As the saying goes, if I don't go to hell, who will go to hell? If I don't satisfy you today, there will be another innocent victim tomorrow. As the first genius of the Galaxy Mansion, I will bear this pain reluctantly. You, come with me. Lu Yu turned around, seemingly calm, but in fact, the hand hidden in the sleeve was trembling slightly. 3. Tonight, it's going to be awesome. But before Lu Yu could wait for long to be happy, another figure appeared. The Lord of the Mansion. Lu Yu was dumbfounded. Are all of you awake at night? I came here to look for Mingzi. Lu Yu, are you bullying Mingzi again? The mansion master looked at Mingzi's red eyes and frowned. Seeing this, Lu Yu shook his head. No, I'm just bearing the pain. If you don't believe me, ask her. Lu Yu pointed his finger at Mingzi. Seeing this, Mingzi nodded hurriedly. Yes, yes, Lu Yu is helping me. Help you? Help you with what? The mansion master looked puzzled. Mingzi was speechless when he heard this. How can I say this?